Hello, lovely people. How are you all doing? I trust everything is moving fine by the grace of God. Yes, today I'll be teaching you a very quick one. I want to show you how to install zip on your trouser. It can be a short, it can be a trouser. I've already cut out this, and if you need to know how to make a complete trouser, please check on the link. There's a link below. Check on it, and you see our previous works on this particular type of shirt. But today, I'll just show you how to install zip on this. Okay, because installing zip on skirt and trouser, they are two different things. So I'll be showing you this method. As you follow us, please, if you've not subscribed, just click on the subscribe button and then like our page if what we are doing is interesting. And then if you have any questions to ask, please go down to the question section and post your question. You'll be free to ask any question, and I'll be there for you. Thank you. Okay, here I have, this is the front part of my pants, my shirt. This is the front part already cut out behind camera. But like I said earlier, if you want to know how we came about this, please check the link below. And then this is the fabric I'll be using to coat my zipper area. I'll be using this fabric to coat the zipper area. It's actually, this one is on fold, you see it, and this one is not folded. I measured out about 2.5 inches for both of them, 2.5 inches. And then this one on fold, when you open it, is 5 inches. So this is 5 and this is 2.5. Take note. And then I'm working with a length of 6 inches. This length of 6 inches, you got to mark it also on the trouser itself. This is the length of 6 inches. But you don't actually make you're not meant to make your zip exactly this 6 inches. Always reduce it by 1 inch. Reduce your zip by 1 inch and notch it. So I'll be making a zip that will stop at 5 inches. But this zip coat is 6 inches length. Okay? And then this part that I notch, don't notch more than half an inch. If you want to notch it, make sure your notch stops at half an inch. And also I'll mark 5 inches here. Here's 5 inches. And I'll also notch it at half an inch. So you just got to notch it like this. Just a little cut. Hope you see it. Now, my zip is going to stop at 5 inches. But this fabric I'll be using to coat my zip is actually 6 inches. That's how to do it. Okay? Now, before you install the zip, you need to know where the left leg and the right leg should be. This is the front part of this fabric. Assuming I want to wear this trouser now, this is how it's going to be. So it's assumed this is the left and this is the right. This is my left leg and this is my right leg. You can note it if you want. My left leg and my right leg. Now to start fixing this zip, the one with double folding, the one that is on fold goes for the left, and the one that is open goes for the right. Okay, so I've already placed it. Now let's see what we'll do with this part, the left part. We are starting off with the left part, and you can see this is not for an adult. If you're making this for an adult, it's equivalent to 7 inches. Your zip should be like 6 inches, and then the length of this should be like 7 inches. Okay, so for an adult you can use between 6 to 7 inches. Maybe if you're making for an adult, this one should be like 7 inches. This one should be 7 inches, 7 inches length, and then the zip length should stop at 6 inches. Okay, like I said earlier, if you're making for an adult, cut the length of this 7. The length here should be 7 inches, and the length you notch on your fabric should be 6 inches. If you want, you can cut the length of this 8 inches, and the length you'll be using here 7 inches. It depends on what you want. Then for the width, 2.5 is okay. For adults, 2.5 is okay. Now 2.5 for this one, but this one, when it's open, it becomes 5 inches, so that's okay. Now to place my zip, watch and see how to place the zip. This is the right part of this zip, this is the front part of my zip, and this is the front part of my fabric. So I'm going to place my fabric down here, as you can see it, and then followed by the right part of this zip is what I'll be placing down here as well. So I'm going to turn it like this to the right part, and when you're placing it, make sure this stopper, this zip stopper, stops also at that notched area. Okay, so it's going to be like this. The first one, not the second one, not this one. I'm not working with this one, I'm working with this other one here. I'm working with this one. So I'll place it like this, and then I'll use this fabric I want to use to put the zip. I'll also place it on top of the zip. Hope you are seeing it. I'll place it like this, and then remember the 5 inches notch I have here, I also have to notch it on this fabric. I have here 5 inches notch, so I'll also mark it here 5 inches, and I'll notch it out. I'll also mark it on this one 5 inches. So having placed my zip like this, I'll now take this one also and place it on top of the zip. The notched areas should blend. Make sure the notched areas blend. I'll place it like this, and then I'll take it to my machine and stitch it with 1/4 inch. If you can't stitch it like this, you can use your pin to secure it before stitching. So I'll do it and come back for you to see. I've sewn it with 1/4 inch, not even up to 1/4 inch. Okay, now guess what I have. I sewed it with 1/4 inch, or less than 1/4 inch. Now here's what I have. I ironed it as well. Just press it so you get a very smooth edge. The next thing to do, I need to cover up this space you are seeing here. So what I'll do, I'm going to pinch a little bit fabric. You see it? Don't make it to surpass this coil, this zip coil. So I'll pinch it like this, and then I'll sew it also, not up to 1/4 inch. I'll just stitch it at this edge. I'll stitch it down here. I'll do it and show you. I've done that. I sewed it. You can see it. It's not up to 1/4 inch. So you just make it at the edge of that fabric. And I also made it in a way that that 1/2 inch notch I cut out, I did not exceed that half. It stopped at that 1/2 inch notch that I cut out. See the 1/2 inch here. You see it, and then see where I stitched. So next thing to do now, we'll place this aside and go to the other leg. So we are going to work on this now. What I'll do, here's my 1/2 inch, my notch. Here's my notch. I'll place the notch to match with this fabric. Both of them will align together. So here is it, and then I'm going to stitch it now with 1/4 inch. I'll stitch it down here, and I'll stop at this notch. And please, while stitching it, make sure you place the right side to the right side of your fabric. So it's going to be like this. Okay, I've stitched it with not up to 1/4 inch. So what I'm going to do now, you see the way it's slapped to this part. Just push up everything to this part, and then I'm going to top stitch it here. I'm top stitching now I'll do it and come back. After I've stitched it, here is it. So next thing is just push it in like this and then iron it. You push it in and then you iron, give it a good press. So having done this, I'm going to place the two fabrics together now, the two left and right parts. I'll place it like this. Here's the left part and here's the right part. I'll place both of them like this. So my emphasis here now is on this part, this lower part. I need to, from this part that I notched, I'll just hold the part that I notched. From that notched part, I'll stitch it, but I won't cover up to the end. I will leave like quarter of an inch or half an inch. So I'm going to stitch with quarter of an inch and leave it at a point here. So I'll do it and show you. So I've stitched it, you can see it. I've joined it below here. Now the next thing to do, I need to make a curve on this part. See how this one laps on top of the other one, but make sure it doesn't stop it from opening or closing. So what I'll do now, I'm going to, from this point, that notched area, from this notched area, I'm going to mark like half an inch and then curve it up like this. Just curve half an inch. So I'm going to stitch up like this to this point. But before I do that, if you cannot stitch it while the zip is closed, you just open it, place it like this and stitch. Okay, but before this one even, you can see this zip, it's not attached to this, so I need to first attach it before stitching this one. Sorry. So what I'll do now, I'm going to hold it like this. I'll hold it like this and then attach this zip to this part, just like this. I'll place this zip like this and then stitch it to the point where I notched. I'll do it and come back. Okay, I've joined it. I've attached the zip to this fabric, and here's what I have. So what I'll do next is to stitch up from here now. I'll have to go and stitch up from here. So you do it in a very neat way so that it will be very tight. I'm going to stitch this way. I'll do it and come back. Alright, I've sewn it, and here's what I have. So you can see it. Even though I used this fabric that's kind of difficult in fixing zip with, but it's still very neat. Then the final part of it is just push up this part, this one that comes like this, push it up, and then you tack it below here. You hold this zip and hold this part of the fabric, just tack it a little bit so that it will stop opening like this. Okay, and that's all for the for your short zip. For your trousers, you can use this for shorts, you can use it for trouser, any pants can go with this. So this all, please like, share and subscribe if you've not done so. Thanks.